Albert S. Ruddy, a colorful, Canadian-born producer and writer who won Oscars for The Godfather and $1 Million Baby, developed the raucous prison sports comedy The Longest Yard and helped create the hit sitcom Hogan's Heroes, has died at age 94. Ruddy died peacefully Saturday at the UCLA Medical Center, according to a spokesperson, who added that among his final words were, "The game is over, but we won the game." Tall and muscular, with a raspy voice and a city kid swagger, Ruddy produced more than 30 movies and was on hand for the very top and very bottom. From The Godfather and $1 Million Baby to Cannonball Run and Megaforce, nominees for Golden Raspberry Awards for Worst Movie of the Year. Otherwise, he had a mix of successes such as The Longest Yard, which he produced and created the story for, and such flops as the Arnold Schwarzenegger thriller Sabotage. He worked often with Burt Reynolds, starting with The Longest Yard and continuing with To Cannonball Run comedies and Cloud 9. Besides Hogan's Heroes, his television credits include the movies Married to a Stranger and Running Mates. Nothing looks better on your resume than The Godfather, but producing it endangered Ruddy's job, reputation, and his very life. Frank Sinatra and other Italian Americans were infuriated by the project, which they feared would harden stereotypes of Italians as criminals, and real-life mobsters let Ruddy know he was being watched. One night he heard gunfire outside his home and the sound of his car's windows being shot at. On his dashboard was a warning that he should close the production immediately. Ruddy saved himself and the film. Through diplomacy, he met with crime boss Joseph Colombo and a couple of henchmen to discuss the script. "Joe sits opposite me. One guy's on the couch, and one guy's sitting in the window," Ruddy told Vanity Fair in 2009. He puts on his little Ben Franklin glasses, looks at the script for about 2 minutes. "What does this mean, fade in?" he asked. Ruddy agreed to remove a single, gratuitous mention of the word mafia and to make a donation to the Italian-American Civil Rights League. Colombo was so pleased that he urged Ruddy to appear with him at a press conference announcing his approval of the movie, a gathering that led to Ruddy's being photographed alongside members of organized crime. With the stock of parent company Gulf Western dropping fast, Paramount fired Ruddy, only to have director Francis Coppola object and get him rehired. In the end, mobsters were cast as extras and openly consulted with cast members. Ruddy himself made a cameo as a Hollywood studio guard. "It was like one happy family," Ruddy told Vanity Fair. "All these guys loved the underworld characters, and obviously, the underworld guys loved Hollywood." With a cast including Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, and Robert Duvall, The Godfather was a critical and commercial sensation and remains among the most beloved and quoted movies in history. Ruddy was married to Wanda McDaniel, a sales executive and liaison for Giorgio Armani who helped make the brand omnipresent in Hollywood, whether in movies or at promotional events. They had 2 children. Born in Montreal in 1930, Albert Stotland Ruddy moved to the US as a child and was raised in New York City. After graduating from the University of Southern California, he was working as an architect when he met TV actor Bernard Fain in the early 1960s. Ruddy had tired of his career, and he and Fain decided to develop a TV series, even though neither had done any writing. Their original idea was a comedy set in an American prison, but they soon changed their minds. "We read in the paper that a network was doing a sitcom set in an Italian prisoner of war camp, and we thought, perfect," Ruddy later explained. "We rewrote our script and set it in a German POW camp in about 2 days." Starring Bob Crane as the wily Carl Hogan, Hogan's Heroes ran from 1965 to 71 on CBS. It was criticized for trivializing the Second World War and turning the Nazis into lovable cartoons. Ruddy remembered network head William Paley calling the show's concept reprehensible, but softening after Ruddy literally acted out an episode, complete with barking dogs and other sound effects. While Fain continued with Hogan's Heroes, Ruddy turned to film, overseeing the low-budget Wild Seed for Brando's production company. His reputation for managing costs proved most useful when Paramount Pictures head Robert Evans acquired rights to Mario Puzo's best-selling novel The Godfather and sought a producer for what was supposed to be a minor, profit-taking gangster film. "I got a call on a Sunday. 'Do you want to do The Godfather?' Ruddy told Vanity Fair. 'I thought they were kidding me, right?' I said. Yes, of course. I love that book, which I had never read.